welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to go through my assumptions, or the assumptions that you had of me. I'm going to talk through them. I've written them all down, but I'd asked over on Instagram and also on here if anyone had any assumptions about me, and thank you to everyone that has sent me DMs, who responded to the little question post on Instagram and also on here. So I go through all of those now with you. So let's get started. So first of all, one of the assumptions was I love socialising, and yes, to that, I do love socialising. I don't socialise as much as I used to. I go out on my mum's nights out. We go out 2 to 3 times a year, maybe a little bit more than that. And then I've got other friends as well, other mums and friends from sort of long ago. And maybe twice a year we meet up. And then there's our friends, which I call my home friends, which are again people from who we kind of used to go out drinking and things like that years and years ago, and we've all gone on to, you know, buy houses and start families and things like that, the usual. And so yes, we kind of see each other now and again. We saw each other on just before my birthday, which was lovely, but we did say we're going to make a conscious effort to make sure that we see each other sort of near birthdays, just to kind of, because everyone's got kids now and we just want to get out and enjoy ourselves on those rare moments and just catch up with everyone's lives. We also plan to as well meet up more with the kids, because we really want our kids to grow up together and things like that. So we're all going to make a conscious effort of that, which is something I'm going to organise for next month. But yes, I do love socialising. I just don't go out like I used to. But you know, I love going out for meals. I love going to restaurants and things like that. But yeah, one, it's money, and two, just time and just trying to find a babysitter. But also just life gets in the way. So yes, that is correct. I do love socialising, but not as much as I want to or can with the kids and things like that. But you know, for nights out, but also with the kids as well. You're really happy weight wise with what you have achieved. Yes, I am. I'm not there yet, I admit. I will know when I'm there. I've set my target, as I've told you before, at 10 stone, which I don't know where I am with that this week after if you saw my last week's weigh-in. But yes, I am very near. I think when I get there I'll know. Whether I carry on after that, I don't know, but I just want to get to target, enjoy it for a little while, see how I feel. But I think I will be there. I'm very, very close. There's a few clothes that I've got that I've either bought or previously been in, and I will know when I fit into them that I'm comfortable, and that's, I feel good about myself. But I do feel I am really happy. Like if someone said, right, you've got a cool target tomorrow, that's fine. I will be more than happy. I feel much more body confident, confident in myself probably as well. I still obviously have niggles. You know, I have lumps and bumps and things like that that I don't want to be there, but I don't care. Like, I'm a 40-year-old woman who's had 2 kids, 1 C-section out of those, and yeah, I'm gonna have lumps and bumps and things like that. If I'm totally honest, before I had kids, I had lumps and bumps. So it's not even just having kids. I can't even blame it on the kids, because I've always had lumps and bumps and things like that. I've never had a flat stomach, apart from when I got down to 9.5 stone when I did Weight Watchers years ago in my 20s. Yeah, I had a flattish stomach then. My stomach is fairly okay now, but it's still got like a little pouch, and that's not even going to blame that on the kids, because I had that before kids anyway. So I've always had a little pouch there. I think it's just the way my body is. You like to drink. Well, I love teas and coffees. I love water. I drink lots of water, but I know what you mean. I think alcohol. Yeah, I like a drink, but I don't drink that often, honestly. You made me want to have a cup of tea. I've got my biscuit brew. Yeah, I rarely drink at home, very rare. Even before Slimming World, I was not a big drinker at home. Maybe on a Saturday night I'd have a glass of wine or 2 or 3. never really in the week. When I go out with my friends, I do tend to drink because it's so rare that I go out. But there's been times when I've gone out, like went out for the Christmas do. With work, I drove because I had boot camp the next morning and I wanted to go. Yeah, and even before Slimming World, that would have been the case. When I was in my 20s, I pretty much drank most nights out, unless I was driving, which again I drove quite often, but I was very much all or nothing. Now I'm a bit more conscious and I tend to stick to the same drink, but I wouldn't say I'm a lush, but I'm not a lush. I don't sit at home coming from work and have a glass of wine or have a gin and tonic every night. It's very rare that I drink at home, and when I do have a drink I enjoy it. Even before Slimming World, it was rare before then. I was very rare that I'd have wine, maybe twice a month maybe, but I think over the winter period or in the run up to Christmas I was probably drinking like every weekend, having a glass of wine and things like that. But last Christmas and the Christmas before that, since I've been on Slimming World, it hasn't been the case, and if I have had a glass of wine, it's measured out. The next one is, you're a very good mum, but you didn't take to it like a duck to water. You struggle at times. I hope not offensive. I love your channel. Thank you. First of all, that's not offensive. It's fine. This is an assumptions video, so this is what you assumed. This is difficult because when I had my first, Sydney, I struggled the first 2 weeks, but I expected that. I saw a friend whose little girl is like about, I think she's 4 months older than Sydney, and I remember seeing her when I was pregnant, and her little girl was 6 weeks, and she said to me, I'm going to be honest with you, because she's that sort of person. No one ever told me this, she said, so I'm telling you, but the first 2 weeks feel like hell. And because everyone expects it to be lovely, you've got this newborn baby, lots of cuddles and everything like that. But when it's your first, it hits you like a bus, and it's true. And I'm so glad she told me that, because I would have thought for myself, because no one had really told me that. A couple of people told me about the baby blues and things like that, but no one had really gone into sort of more detail, that it does hit you like a bus. It's more the lack of sleep. And I'm so glad she told me that, because I think I would have felt really like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm doing this all wrong. But actually, then the whole newborn thing, admittedly, it was actually a natural. It wasn't until my toddler was getting a bit older that we had a few issues. He basically, all of a sudden, overnight, he behaved like horrendously. He was horrendous. It was, the doctors wanted to refer him for ADHD and everything like that. He was a different child. I know why. I'm not going to go into that. But I knew there was something else. So I did take him to our kinesiologist. He'd been there previously. When he was just over 1, he got a cough that wouldn't go away. She treated it. It took me a long time to actually go there, because I was pregnant with Ralph at the time. So a lot of this behaviour we thought was because of him, and we thought was just the way he was, or we were really bad parents. That crossed my mind a lot. Very judgy people. So if you see someone who's struggling, don't judge them. You don't know what's going on with their child. Yes, it was awful. I'm not going to lie. I pretty much cried every single day. But I went to my kinesiologist when I just had Ralph. So bear in mind, I've been doing this for about 10 months. I'd been struggling with Sydney, my eldest. Took him to kinesiologist like that. She knew exactly what it was. We cut out all the foods, increased his vitamins that he was deficient in, like a different child. It's taken a lot of work and a lot of money, because we had to pay for her to treat it. If I'd gone to the doctors, they wouldn't even looked at this, the food issues at all. There was no reason, unless he was having a rash. But it did cost us a lot of money. Worth it, worth every penny. It was a lot of money to us, because we didn't have like 2 incomes either, like proper incomes like we were before. Yeah, but otherwise I'm quite a natural mum. Yeah, I have my moments where they just, like any mum, they get on your nerves. As much as you love them, they have their moments where they're fighting and everything like that. But the whole baby thing, I was quite a natural at. It was just the lack of sleep. Once I got over that, after about 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, I was okay. So yeah, in a way I have struggled, but other ways I haven't. Next one, you are very sweet. Oh, thank you. I think Darren can be a dragon at times, but most of the time I'm fairly sweet. You love cooking and trying new recipes. Yes, I do. I absolutely love cooking. I've always cooked something my nan and my mum have taught me since I was a little girl. I just love experimenting, and like I'm very much one of those people that like I like following recipes, but I can tweak it. If I haven't got that ingredient, I'll tweak it. But most of the time I try to get all the ingredients. I love, like, you know, I haven't planned one day and I've got hardly anything in, and I'll be like, I could get really anxious because I haven't got the food in, and I'm trying to get over that and trying to use everything, and because I'm quite experimental and utilise what I've got in the cupboards, and I go through and I think, and then all of a sudden I made this amazing meal and Darren's like, wow, what is it, where'd you get this recipe? And I'm like, well, I just made it up. I'm quite good like that, so I love cooking in that respect. I wish I had more time to cook. Well, I do cook. I mean, I cook every night. I cook everything from scratch. Even before Slimming World, I cooked everything from scratch. It's very rare we would have something out of a jar. I don't think there's a problem with that at all. But it's just something I done more so before Weight Watchers. Before I did Weight Watchers years ago in my 20s, I probably would get more things out of a jar and things like that then. Maybe because I wasn't at home. I was on, you know, I just moved out of home. I was living with a friend, renting a room off her. So yeah, it was more convenience, and I was working full time. And then when I did Weight Watchers, I understood that I had to get back into cooking. So yeah, I got back into cooking, and again from there I've pretty much made everything. I've gone for years without having stuff out of a jar. I have had stuff out of a jar, even since I've been on Slimming World. I've had the odd thing and things like that. Like I wouldn't make my own pesto and things like that. I'd just get out of a jar and measure it. But most meals I cook are from scratch. You love exercise. Yes, I do. I absolutely love exercise, but I wouldn't say I love all exercise, because I don't. I just found exercise, I started running when I first got together with Darren, or just before. We're sort of like friends first, and I got into it, and then I really, really enjoyed it. I think it releases those endorphins. I then got into doing like boot camps and like HIIT workouts before I actually knew what HIIT was. Sort of later on in my 20s doing cardio. I'm not a big fan of the gym, but I have done it and I've stuck to it. But it wasn't until I'd had Sydney, my eldest, so I've been doing like exercise on and off, different classes, love Zumba, things like that, body combat. But when I had Sydney, I joined the boot camp that I'm at in town. After I had Ralph, well, when I was pregnant with Ralph, I had to kind of stop because I really struggled. I had that SPD, is it SPD? Where your hips and that just really hurt, your pelvis and all that really hurt. So I then sort of stopped, and then I started to gradually exercise afterwards. That's where I put the weight on, when I stopped exercising. And yeah, and I hadn't been able to lose it because I hadn't changed my diet, because I started to eat more when I was pregnant with Ralph. But I was very good at maintaining, because I then incorporated exercise back and got back into running. I've done running races and boot camp. But now I'm back at boot camp. I've been back there about a year and a half now, back at boot camp, and I absolutely love it. I can't imagine not going to boot camp now. Not just, more so the social aspect, just, you know, I've met some lovely ladies, and there's some gentlemen as well, mainly ladies in the 9:30 group that I go to. But there's some really lovely people, really nice, and everyone's so supportive, and it just doesn't matter where you're at. You're just, you know, some people are competitive. I'm not really that competitive. I'm just like competitive within myself. Like, right, I want to get a bit more definition, so I up my weights and things like that. But also everyone's so encouraging, and when you see people who are up in their weights, you kind of think, yeah, I want to do that, I want to get to that level, and so you work your way up and things like that. So yeah, yeah, I just love it. I absolutely love it. But tell me that I'm going to go and do, I don't know, something else, I probably wouldn't be interested. I also love other cardio workouts like body combat, Zumba. I love yoga and things like that. But there are some exercises that I can't be bothered, like tennis. I don't even know the rules of tennis and things like that. I just wouldn't appeal to me. So yeah, I absolutely love exercise when it's something I enjoy. I think you are a really lovely and caring lady. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I am. I am what I am. What you see is what you get. Yeah, I would pretty much do anything for anyone with, you know, as much as I can. But yeah, I guess I am fairly caring. You are super organised. Yes, again, not as much as I used to be. Pre-kids, I was like Monica from Friends. Everything was organised, everything had a place in the house. I think that's why I get a bit of anxiety when the house is a mess. It really stresses me out. That's probably the thing about parenting that I really struggle with, is the untidiness. I've learnt to live with it, and I let them create mess and things like that. Put glitter in the house. But yeah, no, I am super organised. I think you have to be as well. You kind of learn to be, if you're not already, with when you become a parent, because you're constantly having to, there's like school clubs and things like that, you're kind of having to remember everything, and like doing the food shopping and things like that. But even, you know, even before kids, I was very organised. Yeah, I had, you know, more so than I am now. You would like more children. That's a wrong assumption. No, I don't. I've got 2 children. I've always wanted 2 children. I've been blessed with 2 children and very happy. I'm not going to say it hasn't crossed our minds. When they're all cute, yeah, it crosses your mind. You think, oh, not so much now, because I'm that bit older, and I just think, we don't have the room, we don't have the space. We have 2 bedrooms. We would love to move. We can't afford to unless we move away. And at the moment, the house isn't in a state that we could actually just up and sell it, because there's lots of work that needs to be done. But also, I don't want another one. Like, I'm happy. Ralph, I felt complete. As soon as Ralph was born, I felt complete. I felt I've completed my family. Even though we have talked about it since, sort of down the line, it's just, yeah, I wouldn't, like, don't get me wrong, if I fell pregnant yesterday, tomorrow, accidentally, I wouldn't, like, be upset or anything. It would be exciting, and we just learn to adapt and things like that. But there is no plans to have any more. I think as well, now the boys are growing up, I really enjoy that we're starting to do a little bit more stuff and things like that, and we can do other stuff with them, like the next chapter really. Even though I'm going to be very upset when Ralph, as soon as I get that email to say that Ralph has got a place at school, I think I'm going to be quite distraught. Actually, I'm feeling it now that I'm talking about it. Because I had all these issues with Sydney, I was quite happy for him to go to school. He had drained me. But Ralph, he's been such an easy child in comparison, and he's my little buddy. Sydney's my buddy. I like do stuff with Sydney all the time. We always go out on like little Sydney and mummy dates, but Ralph is like my little buddy. He's hilarious. He makes me laugh. I mean, he makes me and Sydney laugh, and Darren. He's just so funny, and I'm gonna miss him being at home. But he's gonna love school. I know, I can see it. But yeah, I am going to be upset when he goes, but that does not mean that I want another one. You are a good listener, somebody people ask for advice and don't take yourself too seriously. And the answer to that is pretty much yes. That's exactly. I never take myself too seriously. I'm a good listener, and I do listen to people's like, you know, problems if they have anything, or, you know, they need something, reassurance and things like that. But I also give advice, sometimes people might ask for it and I give it. But yeah, I always kind of see things as well from both sides of the story. I always think there's 2 sides to a story. You know, sometimes some people get like aggy about certain things, and I'm like, well, try and see it from the other person's perspective and things like that. Unless it's something really bad, then I would have done the same. So yeah, I'm very much like that, but what you see is what you get. And I'm very much, if you don't like it, lump it, you know, kind of thing. That's what I say to my kids about their dinner. If I don't like it, it's tough. No, but seriously, yeah, what you see is what you get. So next assumption is, I assume you work as a carer because of the time you work. You are wrong. No, I don't work as a carer. I take my hat off to anyone who's a carer, and I hope I don't even offend anyone that is a carer, because I think you are amazing. I have got friends that are carers, and the work they do, and they don't get paid much, working in, you know, like a care home, is just, yeah, it's amazing what they do. And the hours and things like that they work. It's a hard job, from, you know, from what my friends say. So you are amazing. But no, I am not a carer. I work in a convenience store. So it's an independent convenience store, but it is part of a chain, but it's family run. So I have worked there for just over 3 years. Just basically did it after I had, you know, about a year or so after I had Ralph, just to kind of do a few things. I was doing some other stuff as well, and I actually really enjoy it. The team are just so lovely. Most people that work there are just really nice. The money is not great, but it's pocket money for me. It's money for me so that I can do my boot camp and things like that. I do also contribute to the bills as well, but mainly it's for myself and for days out with the kids and things like that. But yeah, I actually really enjoy it. I'm, you know, be honest, I am looking for another job. At the moment, I'm not sure what I want, because of, you know, with Ralph, he's starting school in September, so part of me thinks stay doing this, and then come September I will look for something. But I want something more office based, where I'm using my brain a little bit more. I love, you know, I love my job, and I'm doing other things, like I work in the post office there, and things like that. So it's a little bit more exciting, but I'm using my brain. But I do want to get a proper job, one with a little bit more money and things like that, that I can work around the kids. But yes, I'm not a carer. That you are very down to earth and family orientated, and yes, I am. What you see is what you get with me. This is me. I am down to earth. I am what I am. I am what you see. That is it. What you see is what you get. That's what I should say. I'm very family orientated, but I'm not just family orientated, I'm very friends orientated as well. My friends are just as much a family to me, and I will do anything for my friends. In the past, friends have meant more to me than some of my family. Even some now, you know, there's members of my family that they're part of my family, and that's that. I'm not even going to talk about that, but yeah. But the boys, Darren, they mean the world to me. My mum, my dad, my stepmum, etc. My brother, or say half brother. We've got the same dad, different mum, and then my in-laws as well, and extended family and things like that. So yes, they do mean the world to me, and I love family gatherings. Like, you know, go to my cousins and things like that, and see my auntie and things like that. We don't do as much as, you know, we would like to, but when we do, it's really nice seeing them. But I also love going out with my friends as well. My friends, I will do anything for them. And the last one but not least, you have an animal print addiction. I'm actually going to mention this person because she has got one as well. It's a lovely Frida. But yes, I do. We're addicted together, aren't we, Frida? Yeah, pretty much most days there will be some sort of animal print on me, mainly leopard print. I've seen it like this. This wasn't intentional, by the way. Yeah. I love anything. I love colour leopard print. Mainly leopard print, though. I'm loving a bit of zebra out at the moment. I've seen a few zebra bits. I quite like that. But yeah, anything leopard print, I love it. I'm more less is more kind of person. So I wear a jumper, but I wouldn't wear then leopard print shoes. Or trainers, because I have leopard print trainers as well. Yeah, yeah, I love leopard print. I quite like that one to end on. I didn't actually intentionally end on that one, but yes, I do. So that's it. That's all the ends of my assumptions. I've actually really enjoyed that. It's quite a bit of fun actually. So thank you for everyone that left messages, sent me DMs and comments on here and over on Instagram. I've really enjoyed it. It has been good fun. So thank you, and thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you're not following me already, please subscribe to my channel for more updates. I don't always do lots of these, just now and again. Maybe I'll do a new Q&A because I've had quite a few influx of new subscribers, so hello and welcome. But yeah, thank you for watching everyone. Take care and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye.